Hi guys, I have a text message that I want to share with you. Becky and I received it a few weeks ago, but before I do, let me give you a little bit of the backstory. When we lived in Chicago, we taught non-English speakers every Wednesday evening. We had a class for beginners and one for more advanced students. And one of our advanced students was a young lady in her 20s, maybe early 30s, from China. She and her husband had moved to the United States some 3 or 4 years earlier. He was a medical researcher in one of the universities in Chicago, and she was a homemaker and a would-be entrepreneur. She would come to our English classes, and in those classes we always used scripture, stories from the life of Christ. And she was always intrigued by those stories. I'm sure she had never heard them before, since she did not grow up in a Christian culture. We spent a lot of time with May and her husband Xiao Bean. They took us to their favorite Chinese restaurant. We invited them over to our home for meals. We also invited them to our small group Bible study that met regularly, where we also read stories from the life of Christ from one of the Gospels and then discussed those stories. And again, they seemed to really enjoy reading those Bible stories and then discussing them. And they always had good questions and insightful comments to make. Well, it's been a year now since we lived in Chicago, but just a few weeks ago, we received this text message from May. After she told us that she had become the mother of twins 6 months earlier, here's what she wrote. You and Becky are the best friends in Chicago. Xiao Bean and I really appreciate the Bible reading nights in your home. I think we are blessed to have the babies, and you make us closer to God. You make us closer to God. Isn't that what every Christian desires to hear from someone's lips? I share May's story with you not to commend us to you, but rather to encourage you to reach out to the internationals in your neighborhood. Don't think to yourself, well, they wouldn't be interested in meeting me. My guess is they would love to meet you and get to know you better. And please don't presume to think that they would not want to learn more about what you believe, about your love of God and about your interest in Scripture. I think you might be pleasantly surprised. They may be lonely in this strange land to which they have come. They may be waiting for just such a person as you to take that first step to invite them into your life. So let me encourage you to reach out to the internationals in your community. Who knows what might come of it? Only God.